Sonic the Hedgehog is fast.
What?
I mean, with quads the size of a toothpick, you'd think he wouldn't be able to run at all, much less at the speed of sound, and yet, he does. He also rolls around at the speed of sound, which is cool I guess, but which is better for the blue guy? Well, let's talk about it. The debate of spin dash or boost has been going on for ages now. Well, I guess since 2008, but I digress. Let's take a look at the history of both and see if we can find some middle ground to land on. We're only looking at 3D games though, no 2D today, but I promise we'll come back to that at a later time. So strap in, leave a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel, and let's dive right in. Sonic's iconic spin dash was first introduced to us in 3D in Sonic Adventure for the Dreamcast. Like in the 2D games, Sonic can curl up into a ball and then accelerate forward at breakneck speeds. In this game and this game only, you can actually spam the spin dash to move forward quickly through levels and is a commonly used move when speedrunning the game. There are plenty of places throughout the game where you could spam the spin dash to climb up certain walls. If you want to try it for yourself, you can do it here in Emerald Coast, which is only about a minute into the stage, or right here at the beginning of Speed Highway, where you're actually rewarded with an extra life if you do so. The spin dash then carried over to Sonic Adventure 2, where it was still useful, but you can no longer spam the spin dash like you could in SA1. We skip over Heroes because it didn't get the memo, and we see it return in Shadow the Hedgehog. Because of how quickly Shadow accelerates in this game, we don't see the spin dash used quite often unless it's in this red goop thing. If Shadow performs a spin dash here, he absorbs some of the goop and is able to travel through it. Moving ahead to Sonic 06, and this is by far the worst version of the spin dash we have ever seen in a mainline Sonic game. In order to spin dash, you need to come to a complete stop, hold the spin dash button, and when you let go of the button, you move so slowly that a newborn baby could crawl faster than you. Not actually, because newborns can't crawl, but you get the idea. I have no idea how this got into the game. Well, I guess, yeah, I do, because this game's development was a total mess. Anyways, the next time we see Sonic use the spin dash in a 3D space is in 2013 Sonic Lost World. This version of the spin dash actually has its own special property. If after you let go of the spin dash button, you press the button again, you'll keep going forward without losing any momentum. If you then jump and land with the button still pressed, you'll keep rolling forward without losing any speed. It's kind of like an early version of the drop dash, which is introduced in Sonic Mania. And finally, the last time we see the spin dash used in a 3D space is in Sonic Frontiers. If you weren't here for the release of Sonic Frontiers, there was a content update roadmap that spanned the next 10 months after Frontiers' release. Every 3 months or so, there was an update released adding more content to the game. In the game's second update, which was released on June 23rd, also known as Sonic's birthday, the developers added in the ability for Sonic to spin dash. The only criteria was that you had to complete all of these time trial things on each island, so you did not get the ability to spin dash until the end of the game. Or you could just jump through this fancy ring on the last island and get the ability to spin dash, but only while in the ring can you do that. Knuckles, we haven't had a weird bit recently. What do you got?
Hey kids, parents usually hide money on the top shelves in their closets, so look there if you want some extra cash.
Knuckles, no! Now explode! Hey, stop right there! If you've been enjoying the video so far, please leave a like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which specific shade of blue Sonic is. Personally, I think he's more of a cobalt blue, but some people are saying he's a Persian blue, so just let me know in the comments below. Moving on to the Boost games, the first 3D game that this move was introduced in was in Sonic Unleashed. In this game, you need to collect rings in order to build up your boost meter, and by holding the boost button, you're able to speed through levels at top speed. By boosting, you also gain the ability to damage enemies and bosses with your boost, so there's really nothing that can stop you. All around, this move is pretty good. I just hope that they don't screw up the 4th boost game like they did with the 4th spin dash game. That would be tragic.
Foreshadowing as a narrative device.
Sonic Colors sees the return of the boost in a similar fashion to its Unleashed counterpart, except instead of gaining boost by collecting rings, you collect these white wisp capsules. If you're unfamiliar with the wisps, they're basically aliens that give Sonic powers, and these white ones allow him to use the boost. Another way you can get these white aliens is by destroying certain Eggman robots. By doing that, some of the white wisps will fly out of the robot, and Sonic's able to use them for boosting. Following this up, Sonic Generations sees the boost return once again. Being a move exclusive to modern Sonic, it's a combination of the 2 different boost styles we've seen in Sonic Unleashed and in Sonic Colors. You're able to gain boost by collecting rings, or by destroying enemies. Something new introduced in this game is that you can use the trick system to gain some boost back. The trick system isn't new to the 3D games, but it's the first time you can perform consecutive moves in the air that give you some boost back in your boost meter. Also, fun fact, by pressing different directions, you're able to gain more boost than if you just keep pressing the same direction over and over again. Sonic Forces is a game that I think was alright.
FBI, open up!
Wait, no, please, I have a wife and like 3 stuffed animals. Please, wait, just let me explain why I think this game is alright, please! Having put over 25 hours into this game on Steam and 100% completing the game, I think my assessment is fair and unbiased, and no one can tell me that I'm wrong. We're not talking about that though, so let's focus on Sonic's boost. Like in Generations, the boost is only given to modern Sonic instead of classic Sonic or the newly introduced Avatar character. Side note, here are my Avatar characters. My favorite is the dog Avatar who is blind. I named him Lucky. Sorry, I keep going off topic. What were we talking about again? Oh yeah, right, the boost. So, the boost in this game works exactly like Sonic Colors, except now every enemy rewards you with some white wisps who are here for some reason that you need to read the IDW comics to understand, but basically the TLDR of it all is that Sonic saved them from Eggman, a few stayed behind to aid Sonic and his friends in his future endeavors. Same reason why they're in Sonic Lost World 2. Moving on to the most recent mainline 3D Sonic game, Sonic Frontiers takes the previously established boost formula and molds it to be completely different from the rest of the Sonic games that use the boost formula. Wait a minute, I hear you asking. Doesn't this game also use the spin dash? I thought you could only have one or the other. Great question that nobody was asking. It's like my parents. They couldn't decide if they wanted an athletic son or an artistic son, so they said screw it, let's have both, and that's why I have a twin brother. Although Sonic Frontiers has both spin dash and boost, the base game released with just the boost and without the spin dash, but both are very useful when exploring the land of the Starfall Islands. Looking at Sonic's boost in this game, it's now tied to a stamina meter like those seen in a lot of open world games like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. A fun trick you can do is that if you create an affinity sign when boosting, you get unlimited boost for 3 minutes, and if you max out your ring count, your boost goes faster, so why not give it a try after this video if you're able to? Can you tell I absolutely adore this game? Gosh, I can't wait to make a super long video essay about it. So that's all the spin dashing and boosting games laid out in front of you all, so which is better for our little blue rodent? The spin dash, which rewards players for using their surroundings and building up speed using momentum, or the boost, which rewards players for reacting quickly to the level in order to complete it as fast as possible? Well, why not both? Think about it. You're boosting through a level, reacting quickly to obstacles in your path, and suddenly you come up upon a giant hill into a loop. You could just boost forward going through it normally and land on a platform after the loop, but then you notice there's a platform much higher with a red ring on it. So you restart the level, get back to this point, and instead of boosting, you spin dash down the hill, building up speed since you're in a ball, go flying off that ramp at the end of the loop, and land on a platform collecting your red star ring and finish the level from there. That's just an idea I quickly thought of while writing the script, but there's definitely a way to implement both into the game. In a game like this though, I do believe that the boost would be more useful than the spin dash. Now, I don't say this because I hate the adventure games, or any of the spin dash games in particular. They're actually my favorite Sonic games of all time. But because of the natural progression that Sonic has had over the years to keep going faster and faster, it makes sense his spin dash would evolve into a boost. Usain Bolt, the world's fastest man, didn't come out of the womb running at 27.8 miles per hour or 44.74 kilometers per hour for any of my non-American folk. He definitely ran at some slower speeds first before he was able to accomplish the speeds he has today. Sonic's the same way, except shorter, faster, and also a fictional character. The spin dash is slower than the boost. I mean, plop Adventure Sonic onto Kronos Island and Frontier Sonic would just be running circles around him. So, my final thoughts are that neither is better than the other. They're both used in their own separate ways to accomplish the different goals set out by the developers of their respective games. I love spin dashing up walls and down slopes in Adventure trying to keep up my top speed, but I also love trying to keep my top speed in Generations by reacting quickly to oncoming obstacles. At the end of the day, I think it's all about how you love to try to maintain your top speed. Thanks for watching everyone. If you enjoyed the video, then leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on the spin dash or the boost formula. Do you agree or disagree with what I said? Or I'd love to hear about it. Anyways, have a great day everyone. Peace. Also, Frontiers is better than Generations. Don't at me.